Good morning, everyone. My name is Tammy Sattler-Jones. I'm the City Administrator, and I'd like to call to order the License and Variance Board meeting for Wednesday, February the 28th, 2018. Board members present, to my left is Scott Stokes, the Director of Public Works, and to his left is Chief David Lee with the Smyrna Police Department. Terry Graham is our City Clerk, and she will be taking the official meeting minutes. First item is a public hearing, privilege license request LIC 2018-08, beer, wine, and wine specialty shop retail package, 1295 West Spring Street, Suite 100, the Vineyard Cafe and Wine Bar with Anthony F. Alvarez as the owner and agent. Is Mr. Alvarez here?
Morning.
Good morning. And for the record, can you state your name?
My name is Anthony Franco Alvarez.
All right, Mr. Alvarez. Have you received a copy of the city's alcohol beverage ordinance?
I have.
And have you read it, and do you understand it?
I've read it thoroughly, yes, ma'am.
Okay, and do you agree to abide by the guidelines set forth in that ordinance?
Absolutely.
Okay. And you've completed the responsible alcohol sales class?
I have.
All right. And what steps do you have in place to make sure that none of your employees sell alcohol to underage persons?
Well, first and foremost, all the employees will receive their license through the police department. That would be first and foremost. The second thing is that we have a POS system that will not allow sales unless the driver's license date is inputted into that system. Now, in regards to the sales of, let's say, as far as a wine specialty, and we are having people come in for a particular event, everybody will be carded as they come in, no matter how old. I've been doing this for 13, 14 years.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter how gray the hair or if you're walking with a cane or a stroller, you're going to get carded.
All right. Any questions for the applicant?
What are the hours of the operation?
So currently, the hours are going to be from about 9 in the morning to 10 o'clock at night, Monday through Thursday. And then we'll probably go to 11 o'clock on Friday and Saturday. And then on Sunday, open at 12:30, probably go to about 6 or 7.
And you are the owner agent?
Yes, sir.
And what are your hours at the business?
I will be there the whole time.
Every day?
Yeah, every day.
Okay, thanks.
You bet.
Any other questions? And do you understand that from time to time the Smyrna Police Department does undercover inquiries to make sure that your employees are in compliance and they do not sell alcohol to underage persons?
Absolutely, I invite it.
Okay.
And I will also be hiring an outside company to do the same.
Okay, all right. And if they do sell alcohol, they will be taken to jail immediately.
Oh, I understand that completely.
Okay, all right. A background investigation was done by the Smyrna Police Department, and it revealed no information that would preclude issuance of this particular license. So with that said, this is a public hearing. If anyone would like to speak regarding this issue, I ask that you please step to the podium at this time. Seeing no one, I'd like to entertain a motion, please.
Motion to approve privilege license request LIC 2018-08, beer, wine, and wine specialty shop retail package, 1295 West Spring Street, Suite 100, the Vineyard Cafe and Wine Bar with Anthony Alvarez as the owner agent.
I'll second that motion.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve privilege license request LIC 2018-08. All in favor, please vote. All right, motion passes unanimously. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
When do you expect to open?
Before Easter.
Okay.
Right at the end of this month
All right.
of March.
All right, well, good to have you.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you all.
Next item is a public hearing, privilege license 0-10, beer, wine, and liquor pouring, 2579 Cobb Parkway, Red Lobster Restaurants, LLC, DBA Red Lobster, number 0392, with Kimberly Jean Griffin as the agent. Good morning. And for the record, can you state your name?
Kimberly Jean Griffin.
Okay, and I'll ask you the same similar questions. Have you received a copy of the city's alcohol beverage ordinance?
Yes.
And have you read it, and do you understand it?
Yes.
And do you agree to abide by the ordinance?
Yes.
And you've completed the responsible alcohol sales class?
Yes.
All right. And what steps do you have in place to make sure that your employees at your restaurant do not sell alcohol to underage persons?
Well, we have a few different steps. It first starts with our training program, and we have a tool on our training and the computer system to where they have to do a 30-minute alcohol awareness training session and then pass a test. We also have a POS system as well that displays the date of how old somebody has to be in order to order alcohol. And then when the server or the bartender rings up an alcoholic drink, they put in the date of birth on the actual license when they check it. Okay. So it comes up on a ticket, so that it's a double check for the bartender as well.
Okay. Any questions?
So what's your position at Red Lobster?
I'm the general manager.
How long you been employed at this particular location?
At this one, 7.5 years.
Have you held a license before?
Yes. Not for the restaurant itself, just the liquor
But
license.
a liquor license before at this restaurant or just in the future?
Just like when I would, as a manager, have to go get one at the police department, but not for the actual restaurant itself.
Not as the agent?
Not as the agent, no.
And your hours
I
of
work
employment?
approximately 60 hours a week and about, 5 to 6 days a week, depending on the need.
All right, thanks.
Any other questions? And do you understand that from time to time, the Smyrna Police Department does undercover inquiries to make sure that your employees are in compliance in regards to selling to underage persons?
Yes.
Okay, all right. And a background investigation was done by the Smyrna Police Department, and it revealed no information that would preclude issuance of this particular license. So with that said, this is a public hearing. If anyone else would like to speak regarding this issue, please step to the podium at this time. Okay. And you can step to the side so she can make a comment.
That's okay. That's okay. I just have a question.
Speak into the mic, please.
Is this specifically for the restaurant itself or for the lady?
For the restaurant, and she's the agent for the restaurant.
Okay, so haven't they had a license before?
Yes.
So is this a renewal?
It's a change, yeah. Somebody else had it that worked for the restaurant.
Oh, and so now there's a new agent, and
Yeah.
so you have to.
So it's for her as the agent of the restaurant.
Thank you.
Yeah. Terry, you had a comment? Oh, I'm sorry. Please state your name.
Sorry, I know I'm supposed to do that. Patricia Ann Weaver.
Anyone else would like to speak? I'd like to entertain a motion, please.
Motion to approve privilege license request LIC 2018-10, beer, wine, and liquor pouring, 2579 Cobb Parkway, Red Lobster Restaurants, number 0392, with Kimberly Griffin as the agent.
I second that motion.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve privilege license request LIC 2018-10. All in favor, please vote. Did everybody vote? Okay, all right. Okay, thank you. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Next item is a public hearing, variance request V180A, allow front setback reduction from 35 feet to 26 feet for an addition to a single-family residence, land lot 523, 0.29 acres, 3114 Dunn Street. Shannon McGee is the applicant, pardon me. Good morning.
Good morning.
And for the record, can you state your name?
Shannon McGee.
Okay. And can you tell us about your first variance request?
Yes, this is, and I apologize up front if I stumble through this. This is my first time requesting. I am in the process of doing a remodel, interior remodel and exterior remodel, and to the extent of the exterior remodeling, I am trying to put on, I have currently an existing front porch that doesn't have a roof. So what I'm trying to do is use the existing front porch and put a roof on there in the existing footprint of that. And currently, that's not within the 35 feet setback. So I'm here to request to allow that. This was built, I would imagine, at least over 20 years ago, before I bought the house. So it's been there. I've been using it, and so I just want to continue to use it. I just need to upgrade the front porch.
Any questions for the applicant? All right, well, at this time, we'll have comments by our staff, Rusty Martin, and you can just have a seat on the front row, please.
Yes, the applicant is requesting to reduce the front setback requirements for the R15 zoning district from 35 feet down to 26 feet. As he stated, he is adding a roof structure over the existing front porch, which necessitates the variance. Staff has reviewed the request, and we are supportive of the requested variance, and with the following condition that the approval of the request shall be conditioned upon the development of the property in substantial compliance to the site plan submitted. So what he has shown in the variance application is what he's going to build, is what we're requiring.
Any questions for the staff?
Question for the applicant. Are you the property owner?
Yes, sir.
How long have you lived in the house?
I've been living there probably now for about 5 years. I've owned it for almost 10.
Are you planning on any, and I know you got another variance, are you planning on any other improvements to the property, yard, fences?
Yes,
trees,
sir.
things like that?
Yes,
Or-
sir. Hopefully we'll be taking out some trees and getting a new fence up as well.
Okay. I know that one side of on Legion Drive side, I mean, your poor house is right up against the road, so didn't know if you had other plans for the property, because, I mean, it's going to look good when you're done.
Well, that's the hope. That's exactly right. I'm trying to. I've waited, delayed, or deferred maintenance, I guess, if you will. And so hopefully with these plans and approval here today, I'll be able to do that and get that new fence. And like I said, the next one up is the carport.
All right. Thanks.
And Mr. McGee, do you agree to abide by the one condition as stated? It was one, right, Rusty? Okay.
I do.
Okay, all right. This is a public hearing. If anyone would like to speak regarding this issue, I ask that you please step to the podium at this time.
This is actually why I came. I just had that other question on the other lady's thing.
Okay,
I'm
go-
Patricia Ann Weaver, and I live on Lee Street, okay? And my question is, do I understand that the porch has been there, somebody put that porch on the house without getting a variance? Somebody put the porch on without getting the variance originally, right?
They may have. It's difficult to tell at this point.
Okay.
But his survey reflects the porch being not in compliance with the zoning requirements. So this would bring him into compliance by getting the variance.
Okay, so then, have we changed the setback at all in the last 20 years?
No.
Okay, I just wondered about that. Okay, well, actually, that answers my questions. Now, I have one other question, and that is, since we didn't see the plans, so where the porch is, the roof is just really going to cover the porch. It doesn't reach out and become like an Australian ranch house thing. Okay, that's it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to entertain a motion, please.
Motion to V 18-012A to allow front setback reduction from 35 feet to 26 feet for an addition to a single-family residence. Land lot 523, 0.29 acres, 3114 Dunn Street. Shannon McGee is the applicant owner. with the stipulations as read into the record by city staff.
I second that motion.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve variance request V18012A. All in favor, please vote. All right, motion passes unanimously. Next item is a public hearing, variance request, pardon me, V18012B, allows side setback reduction for addition to single-family residence from 10 feet to 6 feet, land lot 523, 0.29 acres, 3114 Dunn Street, Shannon McGee is the, Mr. McGee.
This is a similar situation where I have an existing carport that essentially has been grandfathered in. Again, this needs to be upgraded. It is good at collecting leaves and rust right now. I have old tin on it. I need to take that off and put the proper roof. It's leaking already. And so again, just want to come in, clear that up, and put on a new carport within the existing footprint as well.
Okay. Any questions for the applicant?
Yeah, I had one question. I guess you have a copy of your survey or the site plan?
I don't have it with me, but I'm familiar with it.
Do you have a copy, Rusty? If you look at that, I guess, side property line, it's, I guess, adjacent to Legion Drive.
Yes.
What are we looking at that looks like is over the property line?
So
It
that
looks
is
like steps or something. Is that what we're looking at, or?
yeah. You those right there are steps that come off of the kitchen.
Is that going to remain?
No, I'm going to take that out, and I don't know how to explain this, but
One of your drawings showed it looks like that door that exits, I guess, the existing kitchen is going to be basically exit.
so what you're seeing right there is the existing. So on my new plans, that is, you shouldn't see a door on that.
Okay, and then the steps
The steps will come off.
off.
Yeah, exactly.
Right now, it looks like they're in the right of way.
It looks like they're in the right of
Oh.
way, but there's actually, I don't know if you can tell on here, but there's actually like a little fence that it abuts. And it encloses my property, and then on the outside of it, it's probably about 3 feet to the right of way.
Okay. Thanks.
Any other questions? Rusty, you want to make comments about this one?
I think Mr. McGee summed it up pretty well. He's basically proposing to put a new carport over the existing driveway and attach it to the house. With that being said, the zoning requirements require that he's got to meet a 10-foot side setback on that north side of the property. And the existing carport and driveway are within 6 feet of the property line, so he needs a variance to reduce that requirement from 10 feet down to 6 feet. So it's a 4-foot reduction. Staff has reviewed the request. We're satisfied with it. We recommend approval with the same condition that approval will be conditioned upon development of the site in substantial conformance to the plans that he submitted here today.
And Mr. McGee, do you accept the one condition as stated?
I do.
Okay.
Rusty, there were no issues with neighbors?
I have not received the phone call. I've asked Joey if he's received the phone call. He said no one has come out and spoke out in opposition to it. I did send a request to Mr. Michael Terry when he requested it, but he said he was in support of the request.
Any other questions for staff? This is a public hearing. If anyone would like to speak regarding this issue, I ask that you please step to the podium at this time. Seeing no one, I'd like to, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Come. Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
Patricia Ann Weaver. I just have, it looked from the plans that you submitted that you're also going to be putting on a second story to the house. Does it have a second story now?
It does.
It does. I thought so, because you've been on the garden tour, right? Or before you bought it, the people that had it were on the garden tour. So we are talking about, in the end, putting a very large house on a quarter of an acre of ground. And I'd just like to mention that. Again, I live on Lee Street, just one block over. And this is a two-car carport. The current carport is a one-car carport?
No, it's two.
It is? Okay. Just the fact that we're looking at now putting a very large two-story home on a quarter of an acre. And that probably is inside R15, right?
Just so they can get the recording.
Sorry.
The R15 zoning classification requires a minimum floor area for the home to be 2,000 square feet. I think Mr. McGee has stated in his application that the floor area is 1,700 square feet for the existing home. So he's below the minimum requirement. So adding the additional square footage and stuff like that will bring him closer to the requirements of the R15 zoning district.
Right, but it won't take him over the 2,000 or whatever the limit is.
That's not a limit, that's a
Oh,
minimum.
The minimum, okay. Thank you.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to entertain a motion, please.
012B, allow the reduction of side yard setback to from 10 feet to 6 feet, land lot 526.29 acres, 3114 Dunn Street, with the stipulations as read into the record by staff.
I second that motion.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve variance request V18012B. All in favor, please vote. All right, motion passes unanimously. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Request V18013 allows second kitchen in basement of existing single-family residence, land lot 333, 0.25 acres, 462 Cooper Woods Court. Valerie George is the applicant.
Yes,
Good morning. Can you state your name and tell us about your variance request?
sure. Valerie C. George, Clea George. And my mother recently came to live with me. So I need to build out the basement for her, and she wants to maintain some independence. And she specifically asked me to put a kitchen down there. So that's why I'm doing this, to
Okay.
satisfy the requirements of my mom.
Okay. Any questions for the applicant?
On your build out in the basement, I mean, I guess that the downstairs communicates with the upstairs, so there's a way for your mother or you to go up and down the stairs.
Yes, there's an existing staircase, there's an existing basement, it's just not built out yet, and I'll put in a lift for her. I mean, she's very mobile now, but you just never know what the future holds, so she wants a lift put in as well. So.
And then your mother's access to the house is how?
The same access as me, she'll park in,
That was weird.
and it's still here, maybe it's my phone,
Or her cell phone.
maybe it's me. No, it's still here. Okay, well, I mean, I know I'm electric, but not that electric.
You got the handheld?
I only have a two-car garage, and I already had two cars, so I moved one of my cars. My mother parks in the garage and comes in through the kitchen.
Okay.
She's not going to have her own, now, there is a basement back door, but my mother's not going to walk around the back of my house. If you've seen the plans, I have a right-of-way that goes right to the Silver Comet Trail. My mother's not going to walk down that side. That's not going to happen.
No problem. Thank you.
All right, Ms. George, you can have a seat on the front row, and we'll have comments by the staff. Rusty Martin.
All right. Ms. George has explained her need for the request. Basically, because she's adding a full stove and refrigerator and sink, that classifies it as a full bathroom. Full kitchen, I'm sorry. And then when you add the addition of the full bathroom, that makes it one new dwelling unit on a single family dwelling unit property. So the variance request is to allow for the additional stove and the full kitchen. Staff has reviewed the request. We're supportive of it. We recommended approval with three conditions. The first being the addition is to be utilized by family members only. The second being the applicant shall not lease, rent, or sublet the space in their home to anybody else. And number three, the conditions that are described above shall run in perpetuity with the property and not with the property owner. And that's it.
Ms. George, for the record, do you accept the three stipulations as stated?
I do. I have a question about the third one.
Okay.
And you said in perpetuity, so if I ever sell my home, the new owner has to abide by the variance. Right. So we would put a rider maybe in the sale. Yeah. Okay. All right. That's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
As long as I know what to do, sure.
All
I
right.
abide by it. Yes.
Thank you. Any other questions for the staff? This is a public hearing. If anyone would like to speak regarding this issue, please step to the podium at this time. And for the clerk, can you make a note that nobody's here but staff and the one applicant? This time, I'd like to entertain a motion, please.
18-013 to allow second kitchen in the basement of an existing single-family residence, land lot 333.25 acres, 462 Cooper Woods Court with Valerie George as the applicant, with the stipulations as read into the record by staff.
I second that motion.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve variance request V18014. All in favor, please vote. All right. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you so much. Next item is G, a public hearing, variance request V18015, allow increase in fence height within front yard, land lot 347, 0.41 acres, 2291 South Cobb Drive, Dive In Incorporated. The applicant has requested this be tabled until the March 28, 2018 License and Variance Board hearing. Want to say anything about this?
And they're still working with staff to resolve some issues, so they need some additional time to address those concerns.
Okay. Can I get a motion to table, please, until March the 28th?
Motion to table variance request V18-014 to the March 28th License and Variance Board.
015. I'm sorry, 4.
Ma'am?
You're right. I have flipped to the next page.
I second the motion.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve variance request V18014. All in favor, please vote. All right, motion passes unanimously. Next item is item G, public hearing variance request V18015, allow increase in fence height within front yard, land lot 347, 0.41 acres, 2291 South Cobb Drive, Dive Inn Incorporated. The applicant has requested this item be tabled until March 28, 2018, License and Variance Board hearing.
Motion to table variance request V18-015 to the March 28th License and Variance Board meeting.
I second that motion.
It's been motioned and properly second that we table variance request V18015. All in favor, please vote. Next item is a public hearing, variance request V18016, allow increase in accessory structure size, land lot 347, 0.41 acres, 2291 South Cobb Drive, Dive Inn Incorporated. The applicant has requested this be tabled until the March 28, 2018 License and Variance Board hearing.
Motion to table variance request V18-016 to the March 28, 2028 License and Variance Board meeting.
I second that motion.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve variance request V18016. All in favor, please vote. And that's to table until the 28th. Next item is a public hearing, variance request V18017, allows setback reduction for accessory structure, land lot 347, 0.41 acres, 2291 South Cobb Drive, Dive Inn Incorporated. The applicant has requested this be tabled until the March 28, 2018 License and Variance Board hearing.
Motion to table variance request V18-017 to the March 28th License and Variance Board meeting.
I second that motion.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve variance request V18017. All in favor, please vote. Motion passes unanimously. Next item is a public hearing, variance request V18018, allow front setback reduction for accessory structure, land lot 347, 0.41 acres, 2291 South Cobb Drive, Dive Inn Incorporated. The applicant has requested this be tabled until the March 28, 2018 License and Variance Board hearing.
Motion to table variance request V18-018 to the March 28th License and Variance Board meeting.
Second that motion.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve variance request V18018. All in favor, please vote. Motion passes unanimously. Next item is approval of the meeting minutes for February 14, 2018 License and Variance Board meeting.
Motion to approve the License and Variance Board meeting minutes of February 14th, 2018.
Second that motion.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve the February 14th, 2018 License and Variance Board meeting minutes. All in favor, please vote. Motion passes unanimously. I'd like to declare this meeting adjourned at 10:33 a.m. Thank you.